a member of our Online PM Courses community wrote to me with a really great question. I was reading your Feeling Overwhelmed by Your Project, What to Do article, and I was so excited. Maybe you could help me with my problem, a really big one. Here, you suggest 4 solutions for the project problems. 1. Allow more time. 2. Secure more resources. 3. Reduce the scope. 4. Accept a drop in quality. What if nothing of the above could be eased? Not the scope, not the resources, not the time, nor the quality. Well, I'm lying, because they stated quality could be worse. But when we're discussing the post KPIs, they're yelling at us, why do we have such high failure rates? So, I need your help in what to do in such cases. In this video, I'll offer my suggestions. In that article, the first thing I do is point out the difference between overload and overwhelm. And the 4 solutions that the member of our community highlights are solutions to the problem of overload. Overload is when there is too much to do with the resources that you have available in the time that you've been allocated. Overwhelm is an emotional response where you don't feel you have the mental and emotional resources to cope with whatever you have been tasked to do. So if overload is about not having enough resources and time to do what you've been asked to do, then there are actually only 4 ways to resolve it. Do less, do it less well, share the workload, or take more time. Fundamentally, it's the time, cost, quality, scope balance. If you can't apply any of these, like our questioner, then the problem isn't a project management one. It's a political one. And there are 2 likely reasons why our questioner has got into this situation. Either somebody has agreed with the stakeholders to deliver something that is impossible, or the stakeholders believe you agreed to it, you didn't. Both are problems about people, both are politics. So the first thing I'd look at is, what did you actually agree to? What does the documentation say? Take a look at your project definition document, your project charter, your project terms of reference, your project mandate, whatever it is, where you have documented the scope you have agreed to, the timescale you have agreed to, the resources you have secured. And here's the key. If that document shows that you have created an impossible task, you need to go back and renegotiate. Of course, when you renegotiate, your choices are obvious. Reduce the scope, reduce the quality, have more time, or gain more resources. In the second example, the stakeholders may be expecting something that you didn't agree to. They're expecting you to deliver more, or use less resources, or deliver sooner, or to a higher quality than you committed to. Whichever of those circumstances is true, you need to engage with your stakeholders and put them right in a way that makes them feel good. So, either way, the solution is about stakeholder engagement. But the other possibility is that there is no overload problem at all. It is really one of overwhelm. You are feeling like you cannot cope. You're struggling to deliver what you promised to deliver, even though objectively it is possible. You take a deep breath, calm yourself, and refocus and create a plan. And that makes it sound easy. Do take a look at our video on the overwhelm routine to find out how to actually do that. But what I really want to focus on in this video is the yelling client. That's the elephant in the room. That's the big issue. I've been there, and I'm sure you have too. So let's call it out for what it is. That yelling client, it's bullying. Bullying creates a corrosive atmosphere. It doesn't help anything. It just stresses people out. As a project leader, you need to find a way to calmly and confidently assert yourself. Make it clear that you will accept no abuse and no intimidation. In this case, tell your boss, tell your sponsor, tell your client, tell your stakeholders that you will discuss it with them when, only when, they are able to treat you with respect. Ask them to tell you politely how they perceive the situation, what it is they want, and what the gap that they can see really is. You need to listen to them carefully. You need to acknowledge their concerns and make a note of them. And equally, they need to listen to your professional assessment with respect. Whatever the issue is, you and your stakeholders will need to work together to find a solution that satisfies all or as many parties as possible. But first, you do need to deal with the conflict that the yelling client represents. There's one truth you need to know. There is only one way to deal with a bully, and that is to stand up to them. Do it in a way that is measured and respectful. And if you need to, seek help and support to show your position of strength. But stand up to them you must, because if you don't, then the bully will take away only one message: that bullying works. And if that becomes the norm in your project, then all is lost. Please do give us a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll be creating loads more great project management content, so please do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.